Have you ever opened your fridge and wondered if the food inside is actually doing more harm than good, or if you're losing nutrients without even knowing it? It turns out that the way we store and handle our everyday foods, from fruits and vegetables to coffee and honey, can quietly affect the quality, flavor, and even the health benefits we get from them. And with new research in 2026 showing how temperature, humidity, and storage choices change the nutritional makeup of our meals, what we thought was safe might not be so simple. Many of us rely on the fridge or freezer without realizing that some foods actually thrive outside the cold, while others need very specific care to preserve their nutrients. Small mistakes that seem harmless, like leaving a banana in the fridge or storing coffee beans near the door, can quietly reduce vitamins, antioxidants, and flavors that your body depends on. Have you noticed anything like this in your own kitchen? Share your experiences in the comments. I'd love to hear what's worked for you and what surprises you the most. And what comes next might change how you think about your kitchen and the foods you eat every single day. Have you ever opened your fridge and wondered if everything inside is actually helping your health? Or quietly working against it without you even realizing? It's something most of us don't think about, yet the way we store, handle, and even choose our foods can influence not just taste, but how our bodies use nutrients over time. From fruits and vegetables to coffee and honey, research in 2026 is showing that temperature, light exposure, and humidity all play a role in the quality of the foods we rely on every day. And while it might seem like a small detail, it's part of a bigger picture, one that links what we eat and how we care for it to overall wellness, long-term energy, and even cognitive function as we age. Many people think that refrigeration is always the safest choice, but science tells a more nuanced story. Some foods actually thrive outside the cold, while others need very specific conditions to preserve their beneficial compounds. Small habits, like leaving bananas or avocados in the fridge too long, storing coffee near the back of the refrigerator, or stacking bread in a sealed plastic bag, can quietly reduce flavor, antioxidants, and even important enzymes that our bodies use. And while these changes aren't immediate or catastrophic, over weeks and months they can add up, influencing how satisfying and nutritious our meals really are. We're living in a time when convenience often takes priority over quality. Ultra-processed foods dominate grocery shelves, and many of us rely on ready-to-eat meals without considering how storage, packaging, or reheating might affect their nutrient value. Recent studies have highlighted that these foods, combined with poor storage practices, can influence organ function and overall metabolism in subtle ways, simply because the compounds that make foods beneficial, like antioxidants, vitamins, and natural fibers, break down faster under less than ideal conditions. It's not about blaming anyone, but about understanding the systems around us, from industrial processing to home storage, so we can make choices that support our long-term wellness. Even if you feel confident about your diet, there are storage mistakes most people make without realizing it. Leaving garlic in the fridge, for example, can cause it to sprout and lose some of its naturally occurring beneficial compounds, while keeping onions in plastic containers traps moisture and encourages mold growth. Storing tomatoes in cold conditions can reduce their bioavailable antioxidants and change the flavor dramatically. And for foods like bread, the fridge accelerates staling and breaks down the natural flavor compounds, making something that should be enjoyable less appealing. Understanding these little details gives you the power to preserve nutrients, maintain flavor, and make every meal more beneficial for your body. It's not just about avoiding mistakes, though. It's also about taking positive, proactive steps. Experts now recommend storing foods according to their unique needs. Some fruits and vegetables do best in cool, dark environments with good air circulation, while coffee and certain nuts should stay at stable room temperatures in opaque, airtight containers. Even small practices like separating bananas from other fruits, keeping garlic in ventilated baskets, or freezing slices of bread instead of refrigerating an entire loaf can preserve both flavor and nutrition. These changes are easy to implement, yet they can make a noticeable difference over time, especially for those looking to maintain energy, cognitive clarity, and general wellness as they age. At the same time, our understanding of gut health continues to expand. Fermented foods like yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, and kombucha are rising in popularity for their potential to support digestive wellness. These foods contain naturally occurring probiotics that can interact with the gut microbiome, which plays a role not just in digestion, but in inflammation regulation, mood, and nutrient absorption. While we're still learning about all the mechanisms at work, integrating well-prepared fermented foods into your diet can complement good storage habits and overall nutritional quality, offering a proactive way to support long-term well-being without relying on supplements or drastic diet changes. It's also important to recognize what's actually risky in your kitchen today. Foodborne illness is still a concern, but it's less about dramatic, scary scenarios and more about consistent, safe practices that prevent contamination. Simple steps like maintaining proper fridge and freezer temperatures, avoiding cross-contamination between raw and cooked foods, and rotating items regularly can protect both you and your family. Most modern kitchens already have the tools to do this. It's just a matter of knowing what to prioritize and how small adjustments can make a difference in food safety. Of course, all of this intersects with broader lifestyle and health considerations. The foods we eat, the nutrients we preserve, and even the way we handle leftovers can influence how we feel each day. Our energy levels, mental clarity, and even emotional well-being are all subtly affected by what we consume and how we care for it. When meals are flavorful, visually appealing, and nutritionally intact, it's easier to maintain consistent, balanced eating habits without feeling deprived or frustrated. And that consistency matters far more over months and years than any single dietary trend. But storage and food handling are only one piece of the puzzle. Physical activity, sleep quality, stress management, and hormone balance all interact with nutrition to shape overall health. Staying active, even through gentle movement like walking, stretching, or yoga, supports digestion, circulation, and metabolic function. Prioritizing quality sleep helps regulate hormones that control hunger, mood, and energy, while stress management techniques, from mindfulness to breathing exercises, can reduce chronic inflammation and support gut health indirectly. When these elements work together, good storage habits and thoughtful food choices become even more impactful, because your body is able to fully utilize the nutrients you preserve. Mental health and stress are also critical in this equation. It's easy to underestimate the role of mindset in dietary and lifestyle habits. Feeling rushed, anxious, or fatigued can lead to choices that override good intentions, like grabbing processed snacks or leaving fresh foods to spoil. Recognizing these patterns and introducing small, realistic changes, whether that's organizing your fridge more effectively, setting aside a few minutes to prep meals, or simply checking the temperature of your kitchen appliances, can help maintain both physical and mental well-being. Over time, these habits reduce stress, increase confidence in daily routines, and make healthy behaviors feel more natural rather than forced. Aging presents its own challenges, but it also brings opportunities for intentional, informed choices. As we get older, our nutrient needs change, absorption can fluctuate, and maintaining both strength and cognitive function becomes more important than ever. Ensuring foods retain their vitamins, minerals, and beneficial compounds supports overall energy and resilience. It's not about extreme restriction or complicated rules. It's about practical steps that preserve what nature already provides in each ingredient. Even small improvements in storage, handling, and preparation can have a meaningful impact on quality of life and long-term wellness. All of this comes back to awareness. Recognizing the intersection between modern storage trends, food chemistry, gut health, and daily lifestyle choices empowers viewers to make decisions that protect both immediate enjoyment and future well-being. By understanding which foods benefit from room temperature, which thrive in stable, cool conditions, and which can be safely frozen for later use, you create an environment in your kitchen that reinforces healthy habits naturally. It's a subtle shift, but one that can reduce waste, enhance flavor, and help you feel more in control of your health. And while we often focus on what not to do, the positive opportunities are just as important. Incorporating fresh, high-quality foods, exploring gut-friendly options, and aligning storage methods with modern research creates a sense of empowerment. It turns daily routines into proactive choices that benefit your body, mind, and even mood. You're not just avoiding mistakes, you're actively supporting long-term vitality in a way that's simple, sustainable, and satisfying. As we move forward, it's worth reflecting on what this means for your everyday life. How often do we overlook the basics, like checking storage storage temperatures, arranging foods properly, or understanding which items are sensitive to cold. How often do we ignore the subtle ways that ultra-processed foods, poor handling, or rushed routines shape our energy, digestion, and mental clarity? Taking a moment to notice these patterns and then applying small evidence-based adjustments creates a ripple effect that touches multiple aspects of health. Over time, these simple steps add up. Improving nutrient retention, enhancing flavor, supporting gut balance, and reinforcing a sense of control and confidence in daily life. It's also a reminder that health is a journey, not a single decision. Every meal, every storage choice, and every lifestyle habit contributes to long-term outcomes. By paying attention to the details, from keeping avocados at room temperature to preserving the integrity of fermented foods, from monitoring fridge humidity to being mindful about processed foods, you're building habits that protect wellness without relying on gimmicks or shortcuts. And while change can feel overwhelming at first, starting small, observing results, and gradually introducing better practices makes it sustainable and realistic. At the same time, sharing experiences and learning from others helps maintain motivation and provides new ideas. Whether it's discovering a better way to store fresh herbs, experimenting with a natural preservative method, or exploring new fermented foods that support digestion, these insights reinforce the idea that healthy living is adaptable and communal. It's not about perfection, it's about awareness, curiosity, and consistent action. So as you reflect on your own kitchen, your habits, and the small adjustments you might make today, remember that every step counts. From ensuring proper temperatures for sensitive foods to understanding how storage affects nutrients, from integrating fermented foods to supporting mental and physical wellness, it's all connected. The choices we make each day compound over time, supporting not just our energy or mood, but the resilience and vitality that allow us to enjoy life more fully. If any of this resonates, or if you've noticed particular patterns in your own kitchen or routines, I'd love to hear about it in the comments. What changes have worked for you? What surprises you the most about how storage and handling affect your food and health? Your experiences might just help someone else make small but meaningful improvements. And as we continue exploring these topics, there's even more to consider. From emerging research on nutrient preservation, to innovations in gut-friendly foods, to ways that modern lifestyle trends can support long-term wellness. The conversation doesn't end here. Paying attention, asking questions, and making informed adjustments is what keeps you ahead of the curve and truly in control of your health. So take a moment to look at your kitchen, notice what's in your fridge and pantry, and think about the small changes that could make a real difference. The impact may be subtle at first, but over weeks and months, those changes create a foundation for better nutrition, more enjoyable meals, and a stronger sense of well-being. It's empowering to realize that small, practical actions, things you already have the ability to do, can shape the way your body feels, the way meals taste, and even how confident you feel in your daily health decisions. Stay curious, stay mindful, and remember that every step toward better storage, smarter choices, and intentional routines adds up. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. Just notice, adjust, and build on your progress. And as we explore more in future discussions, there's always something new to learn, a fresh habit to try, or a simple insight that can elevate both your health and your enjoyment of everyday meals.